Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Enter the Gungeon. My name is Matt, and with our trusty movie, we shall once again foray into the dungeon of the Gungeon. Wow, I actually managed to sort of round that off nicely this time around, but certainly it's for those of you watching it since this episode is going out on Monday evening, I'm recording this on the Friday evening before, and therefore now you know what I'm doing on my Friday nights. I record videos because I enjoy it, not because I don't have a life. I don't know where I was going with that there, but I do know something. I have something to talk about, something not related to Enter the Gungeon, and what better time to talk about it than on a Friday night when I'm just so over the week. So you're watching this on Monday night, which means basically last week, which is this week for me as I'm recording it right now, I have been marking exam. Lots and lots of exams, and it's literally Tuesday to Friday. Monday was a public holiday. Tuesday to Friday, exams literally all freaking day, and it's not like it's a bad thing. I mean, it's actually quite a it's actually quite a relieving. You know, it's like you don't actually need to think too hard about it. I mean, basically we get our, or at least people like me, the markers. We basically get our, like, you know, our solution with the marking scheme, and it's just like, oh, you know, we'll just keep doing. There's a mirror room, okay. And then, so it's like, you know, we sit down and then we have to go through, well, in this case, in my case, so many, oh, I should not have picked up that key. Oh well, I've still got 2 keys, so I will still hopefully get into the oblette, but it just means there isn't a key in here that I could get. Now, what's this? A chaos amulet and a copper amulet. If I get any extra keys, I would definitely go back and pick up one, but for now, I like to keep my keys for the oblette. So yeah, I mean, exams after a while, you know, you kind of just zone out, you go tick, 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 and then you kind of also just sort of like, you sort of just know what to look for, such that, you don't need to worry about, such that you don't really need to, like, really check all the working. For those who don't know, I teach mathematics, and therefore it's kind of obvious that I mark mathematics exams. So, obviously, it's like, when we do the whole you must show your working thing, part of it's also like, well, you know, when we're marking it, we don't actually need to see all the working, because part of it is like, it's really obvious, like, whether you have done that part of the working, because it's like, you can only get so-and-so solution if you did this section of the working correctly. So it's just like, it's less for me to look over, and it's like, I don't need to check everything. Oh, what do I want to do? I want to shoot this open because I want to save the keys. That was probably not a wise decision. Oh well, well, no matter. I mean, I've still got my shield. I still want to keep the 2 keys. Hopefully we'll pick up another key soon, but we'll see. Not to worry. But yeah. So I mean that's why marking assignments and exams and such is really not such a big deal for me, because I kind of just tune out pretty easily, and I just don't have to worry too much about it, really. So but I mean, the fact is, now what do I want to do? Do I want to break the mirror? I'm not sure what it does. I know it increases my curse, but I don't actually know what benefits I get from it, so that's probably not gonna be happening. Oh, okay. But yeah, but I mean, the thing is, like, so on Tuesday I was at one university, and then, so I was marking one set of exams, and then at the other, so that was like about 40 or so students. I mean, it's not too bad, but the other one, I was basically marking for a first year subject that had 900 students. 900 freaking exams to mark. So it's like, and then it's like after a while, I sort of just, sort of like, okay, I do not want them to be, there we go, let's keep shooting this guy. There we go, that's more like it. Alright, there's the water barrel. Now, can I actually move the water barrel across? I don't think I can, actually, or... Oh, yes I can. Okay, I feel a bit silly now. Let's do that. And we'll do that some more. Oh, and the table's gonna stop you. Okay, I am an idiot. I get it. So, yeah, I mean, look. 900 exams is a lot. So I mean, the best way to do it is, well, you know, you probably going for like, I don't know, like probably a couple full-time days, and you know, just knock them all out one by one. So look, it's, I mean, I'm sort of like, I'm 1 day away from finishing it, so I'm quite happy at that. So it's, I'm personally not too worried about my progress because I'm actually doing pretty well. But yeah, other people, it's kind of easy to think, oh, well, you know, that's a lot of exams. Alright, trigger twins, alright. Should be fairly doable. But yeah, 900 exams is a lot, and so basically it's taken me about 5, no, it would take, how many days would it take me total? I think it's taken me about, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday all day for me, and then plus half of Tuesday. So I would say 4.5 days. So that basically means I'm marking about 200 exams a day. So which is, to some people might seem a lot, but I mean the other thing I've got to mention is that basically basically for the subject we actually there's actually like five of us. And like five of us marking the exam, and basically we just get assigned like basically 1/5 of the exam to mark. Ooh, easy now. Still want to get that flawless, but I have such a story. I have such stories to tell. I have such stories to tell. But basically, yeah. I mean, so it's like 5 of us, and then we're all given like 1/5 of the exam to mark. So for me, that's basically 2 full questions because the whole exam was basically 13 questions. So I have to mark question 9 and 10. So I mean that's not too bad for me because, and the fact is when they give us only 2 questions each to mark, it makes the automation process a little easier. It makes it easier to look for certain things because there's little to actually keep in memory. So it's definitely much easier in that regard to actually like, alright, now he's angry. So it's definitely easier in that regard to actually, sort of just like zone out and then just mark, and then mark, flip, mark, flip, mark, flip, mark, and that's pretty much how it is for most of the cases. I mean, the only problem with the exams is that obviously when the exam is 13 questions and you have, you know, you're giving students like more than one script booklet to work to do all the answers in, of course, then you have some students who don't do the questions in order, so they're kind of just like flipping around like everywhere. So alright, now I want to go down to the oblat. Do I need, no, I don't need to buy anything from the shop. I need those keys for the oblat, so I would just head down there. Alright. But yeah, I mean, that's like, alright, that's 1 and 2, and down we go. But yeah, I mean, that's, yeah, it's like I only have to mark 2 questions, there's very little I need to memorize, and once you sort of just figure out what to look for, just becomes routine, becomes, you know, a bit tedious, and you know, overall it's not really all that bad, really. So, I mean, oh, Jesus, now that was bad. Okay, so, now what was it? I think one of the interesting things about is sort of just like the amount of emotions I go through, or not so much me. It's more like, okay, let me put it this way: when I mark stuff, assignments, exams, there's a cheerleader in my head, and that cheerleader is always like cheering for each student. It's like that cheerleader wants every student to do well, and if you're imagining me in a tutu or in a cheerleader dress, then yeah, well, I mean, I probably look a bit more you know what? Let's just not think about that mental image too much. But basically, me cheerleader. Well, actually, no. The cheerleader in my head is female, also, and it's definitely not like a female version of me. Actually, I don't really actually put a face or physical description. But anyway, when I'm marking stuff, there's a cheerleader. That in my head, there's always cheering for each student. If a student does well, the cheerleader goes yay. If the student doesn't, the cheerleader is always it's a bit depressed. So that's how it goes in my head. So obviously it's like when I'm there's a shop up there. Okay, so obviously when I'm like, you know, marking exams, I see this assignment, and especially when it comes to my tutorials, just the bouncy bullets, very nice. Actually, I'll grab that. That would save me a bit of trouble, and I definitely want to get the key as well. 26. Alright, that's affordable. So yeah, and especially when it comes to the tutorial students who I meet on a regular basis, so it's like, you know, my cheerleader is like, ooh, how well will they do this time round? And especially with weekly assignments, so it's just like, and then it's just like, ooh, I remember this guy. How's he doing today? And you know, if he does well, he's like, yay, he did it again. And then if he doesn't, then the cheerleader's all disappointed, sulky, moody. You know the drill. Alright, where do I want to go? Oh, he's not dead yet. Okay. Now you are. Alright, well, something dropped. I think something dropped. No, it didn't. Okay. But yeah, I mean, that's what it's like in my head every freaking time, and I don't know how to quiet it down. It's just like, it's like, obviously as a teacher, I want every student to do well, and then it's just like, so obviously I get a bit disappointed when students don't do well. But I mean, there's like only so much I can do as a teacher to, you know, help them do well enough. These bullets, because they're bouncy now, is actually making it quite hard to keep track of them. So yeah, cheerleader. So yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, I'm always like secretly cheering for each student, hoping them to do well, and if they don't, then you know, I kind of just get disappointed. Like I don't purposely try and boost their marks or anything, because like I mean, like sometimes I'll be nice, but that's like pretty much about it. It's more like if I can sort of twist the rationale a little, or you know, just be a bit on the nicer end, not mark as hard, then you know, I'll do that every now and then, especially if I'm in a good mood. Now I wonder, I really don't want to go through there, but I suppose that wasn't too difficult. Anyway, so yeah, that's what it's like in my head. So especially when so I mean, back to the exam marking, it's like basically, I mean, that cheerleader she's got her hands full, and because, well, I mean, I'm marking 200 papers a day. That cheerleader gotta have a hell of a lot of energy to keep up with all that cheering and being disappointed. Mostly being disappointed actually, because I mean, you know how it is in exams. You kind of just like freaked out and you're not really thinking clearly. And yeah, you're kind of just not like thinking clearly, and then you make really simple mistakes, and it's like embarrassing mistakes, and it's just like when I read them, I'm just like, guys, like really? How can you make those mistakes? I would like an elbow drop, please. You would just make, you know, clearing rims a bit easier, and then I can actually get an item going. But yeah, sometimes it's like, guys, really? I mean, how do you make such simple mistakes like that? And then of course I need to keep in mind that, you know, I'm not the one sitting exams before. I mean, it's kind of easy to be like, you know, kind of discriminatory towards my students, or towards anyone for that matter. Amulet of the Big Lord unlocked. Oh, okay, I'll take that. Oh, this is gonna be annoying. All right. Oh. My brain is freezing trying to just process having to roll diagonally. Ooh. But yeah, what was it? Yeah, I mean, cheerleader, just wanting every student to do well, and then when students do well, you know, I just kind of get disappointed and sulk, and yeah, so when you do that 200 times, it does get a bit weary, does get a bit annoying. So let's go to the shop and grab a key, and then I want to head down here. Up to the boss here. That's probably the boss room over there. All right, so let's head down here. I keep forgetting to use my blanks. I'll remember one day. So that needs 2 keys, which is actually probably not worth it now. So I will just move here, grab this shield, which, you know, obviously means something, but I don't know what just yet. And because I haven't actually picked up a new gun, I will hopefully get one from the boss. Alright. Well, we're not quite there yet, but we'll get there eventually. Unfortunately, I seem to be taking damage. But yeah, I mean, that's the deal with marking exams and assignments for me. Is like, I always secretly cheer for my students, and that's just how it is, I suppose. And I mean, part of me is like, I mean, alrighty, So I feel like, unfortunately, I feel like I need to concentrate on and actually should probably use my blanks a bit more. But yeah, one of the other, I suppose, disappointing things that has been my experience is sort of like it's like when you look at the question, you can tell what kind of student they are by looking at the answers. And it's not a bad thing, but sometimes it's just like you can tell the students who didn't study or just couldn't be bothered making an effort at all. And it just feels a bit disappointing because it's like, well, you know, you're there to teach them, you wanted to do well, but obviously in some way or other they're just not doing that, or it's not being shown towards in their exam response. Oh, close one. Alright. Pretty much like last time, I actually managed to kill him with just half a heart, so... Oh, let's kill that guy before he kills me. Alright, let's grab some health. Let's grab our new gun. The Scrambler. Bullet or the gun? Well now, I'm not quite sure what to say to that, but let's just double check at the shop, see if there's anything that tickles our fancy, and I would definitely got some health before I head down to the second floor. Actually, you know what? Let's just go open that chest up. And I'll just take a cup of tea while I travel up and unlock that chest. Ballistic boots, speedier than a bullet. Let me guess, increases move speed. Movement speed increase. Okay, yep, that's yep, pretty par for the course. Alright. But yeah, I mean, I suppose it's one of the things that just comes when you're teaching students and you kind of just want, I don't know, it's just like the kind of solidarity, really. But yeah, I mean, I suppose that's the fun part about teaching. I mean, there's nothing wrong with exam marking and all that, you know. It's just, you know, some people might find it fun, other people might find it a bit soul crushing, and but for me, you know, for me, it's more on the fun side because, you know, I always kind of just make it into this kind of game in my head, so it's kind of just fun in that regard. So yeah, that's how I see it, and I mean, I enjoy teaching as well. I get to interact with students. I get to, you know, there's just a whole bunch of opinions and things that just excite me, and I'm just constantly being challenged on you know, just more than one level. And when it comes to teaching mathematics, you're gonna have a bunch of people who understand things differently than you would initially understand it, and then the students also have like the struggle of trying to like be able to verbalize what they're saying. Oh no, there's an asshole in here. There we go. Please die. Please die. I do not like you. You cannot die soon enough. There we go. I think I've actually started to figure him out a little. Not too bad now. But yeah, I mean, fun part of teaching is just the students, the opinions, and I mean, I can't do teaching at a secondary level. It's because the students are not mature enough. Like, for me, it's always got to be at the tertiary level because the students are mature enough to actually have opinions, and to think. And at some of the better universities, I want the sling. Let's grab the sling because it's a better boss killer, and then I'll use the scrambler gun for clearing rooms. Alright. I wouldn't lie, it's actually a pretty good gun for clearing rooms, but also for bosses as well. Oh, okay, easy now. Whew. Okay, but yeah, exams. Oh, sorry, I had to concentrate for a bit there. Alright, that guy is... Oh, okay, that's very easily dealt with. I feel like I should save the scrambler for... actually no. do know Scrambler would be useful. Alright. There we go. Let's do that again. Excellent. That's a key. Thank you. Well, my kind of rant is over, so now I have nothing else. I can't think of anything else to say right now, which is kind of embarrassing, but nevertheless, I suppose that's what you expect when I try to talk about something on a Friday evening, because it's kind of like, oh well, you know, it's been somewhere for a week, and I'm just like, well, you know, it's like time to sit back, enjoy a game of Gungeon, and just kind of rest and do things and just, you know, get the stress of the week out of my system. And I suppose I've kind of just fulfilled that quota for tonight. But nonetheless, I should at least endeavor to find or think of something else to talk about. How are we doing on this run? I like to think I'm doing alright. I mean, definitely it's not the best. I could definitely do a bit better. But I don't think I'm doing all that badly. As long as I get down to the 3rd floor, and maybe to the 4th floor as well, I would think I am doing well enough for myself. So there's a little interesting thing on the left, and I'm definitely right. It's okay. All right, so I would definitely swing by. Did not want to fall into that pit. Definitely want to swing by that place before I get to the boss. Alrighty, that guy is dealt with fine and dandy. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to students are always an interesting bunch, and for me, when you teach like so many tutorials, you just come across a whole bunch of students with you know, like a whole bunch of opinions, attitudes, and just approaches as well. And it's like what I said before, that one thing I enjoy about mathematics is that, you know, when you have students who understand things in so many different ways, basically just trying to understand where they're coming from, as well as being able to answer the question and communicate simply, is it's all one big giant mental challenge. And it's like every tutorial I need to be on my toes. I need to know the content. I also need to know well enough to be able to explain concepts to my students, and essentially I also need to at least appear confident, even if I'm not confident about the content. And part of it is also you know, being honest and saying that if I don't know something, then, you know, I just have to say I don't know, because it's kind of like a code of, I was gonna say code of honor, but that's probably not the right word for it. I guess. Hello, I would like to get a key for that, please. But where is the boss must be up there. Okay. Does the shopkeeper have a key, I wonder? Yes, it does. And I can afford it. How quaint. So, but yeah, when you come with a whole variety of students, you come with a whole variety of personalities, and for me, who likes to observe people or people watch, that's kind of like the fun part. Unicorn Horn Vice Friendship. Well, we're definitely using that one on the boss. Okay, let's go check it out. Fire's Friendship. You know what? I can at least look you up in the Ammonicon. This magic horn is proved that at least one unicorn existed, and now it's either dead or hornless. Well, I don't know what to say there. What I do know, however, is that when I watch one thing I like to do is watch my students. Actually, you know what? I want to heal first before I head into the boss room. So yeah, I mean, one of the fun things is actually sort of just like, yes, thank you. No, please smash that ball on the head and heal me up with the fairy. When you have students with a whole different bunch of personality, it just makes for an interesting slideshow. And it's like after you've been teaching for a while, you just learn to categorize different personalities into This is cute. This is so cute. Oh my goodness, okay. That's not doing so well. Damage is pretty good. I kept thinking the damage is kind of being reflected. So this is kind of like a riding gun, which is I mean, look at it, it's so pretty. Alright, that was a little too easy, but I did take too much damage. But, oh well, I mean, at least we're down to the 3rd floor. But yeah, students and their personalities is fascinating. It's, you know, it's just amusing. And, I had one student who always had this misanthropic aura. It was like it's like as soon as she walked in the room, you know that she wanted to kill someone. And I mean, the fact of the matter is that basically she kind of had like a beef with a guy in the tutorial. I don't actually know if it was like playful fun or it was like okay, this gun is actually being really distracting. So I'm gonna stick with the scrambler because it's actually quite an effective room clearer, and you know, it just allows me to focus on actually talking rather than actually having to focus on, yeah, oh, hello, quite easy now. But yeah, this one student, she, I mean, I actually told this to her at one point now, you know, it just sometimes feels like, you know, you want to kill someone, and she's like, yeah, that guy, and yeah, it's basically the guy I don't know why they have a beef. It's like they've just sort of agreed to hate each other and make it a running gag. And in my head I was like, you know, they're probably that couple that argues with each other openly, and then it's just like, you know, when they're in some private place they just have like really loud raunchy sex. And I mean I could definitely see that happening with both of them. And I mean, look, I mean, I didn't say that to them. I'm telling you now because, you know, their identities are now anonymous. So, but I mean, I mean, I suppose, I actually think she's actually subscribed to this channel, which is a little embarrassing now. But well, if you're listening, then look, I don't mean any insult or anything. It's just sometimes I have this fantasy in my head, and sometimes I just think I'd like to just make up backstories for my students and such. And I do not want that chest. That's a brown chest. That's a crappy chest. But yeah, sometimes I make up backstories for my students in that manner, and you know, it just keeps me amused. You know, I just think about things, and it's fun, and you know, when I interact with them, sometimes. Well, look, for those of you who haven't seen me teach, I have this tendency to take shots at my students. I like to kind of like tease my students, and sometimes I just say funny things. So it's kind of like, and but it's like when I take shots at people, it's just like, you know, it's my usual humorous nature, and even though some of it can actually come off as a bit insulting, so I mean, I do hope that if any of my students find what I say insulting, they'll at least tell me. But maybe I'm being a bit too idealistic. That's it. It's quite. Oh yeah, sorry, I was focusing a little too much on the screen. That's it. Yeah, I mean, I would admittedly do sort of tease her a little too much, I dare say. But it's, I mean, it was just kind of fun, as much as I hate to admit it. And because it's just because it's like, you know, it's sort of like, I know I'm gonna get a reaction out of her, and even though she might know it's in jest, it's like, you know, it's still something that can sort of annoy people, or, you know, I could be a bit funny, and, you know, people have a chuckle, they'll know I mean it in jest and that kind of thing. But I mean, now that I'm talking about it now, I can see how maybe to some people I am a bit of a jerk. So definitely something I will try and tone down in future. But I mean, I kind of just say these things without thinking too much. It's more like what's the best way to describe it? I don't actually know, but I do know that I was a little too focused on trying to navigate this strange room. But yeah, I mean, it's for those who are familiar with my joking manner and the way I like to, you know, throw my punches, then that's kind of the humor I lay onto my students, because, you know, when I teach, obviously I want it to be a casual environment where everyone can smile, everyone, you know, can, you know, just have a chuckle, and basically it's like, because maths is hard, I want my students to at least come to my tutorials and be able to chuckle at something and be able to enjoy it. And that's why I have my humor the way it is. The backpack would be nice. Winchester would be nice too. Don't actually know what I want. Because I've got a bunch of pretty solid weapons so far. So what I might do is grab... What I'll do, I'll save up my money for a bit and then maybe I'll grab some armor or something before... Okay, back to the scrambler. Oh Jesus, that guy's still alive? Okay, easy now. Apparently I can't aim either. Alright, moving on. Gosh. Lots of things happening. That's not necessarily a good thing. Alright, easy now. I mean, it's nice to have bouncy eggs, but of course, I mean, it's nice for the chicks to actually, you know, just seek out my own targets. Do I want to open that? Probably not. I mean, I'm pretty good on guns, so I don't want to... Alright. I can't consistently get down to the 5th floor yet, so I would not worry about that thing just yet. But yeah, I mean, humor, yeah, that's kind of my shtick, so to speak, and yeah, I just hope it works out for the students. I do hope my students do well, and I mean, my students tell me I'm a good tutor. I just wish I had some, you know, some official way of knowing, like through some kind of surveys and such, and it's not so much the affirmation. Actually, yes, part of it is the affirmation. Now, what do I want to use? I want to use the sling for the boss. And let's see what's in store for us. Alright. Alright. That's pretty easy to do for now, and I will just wind it up and go. Good chunk of health. But yeah, I mean, obviously I do worry about being a good teacher. There are times where sometimes I definitely question what I've said, or I've just thought, you know, what can I do better and that sort of thing. And I guess one of the parts that can be a bit grueling is the lack of, like, I guess what I feel is real feedback. I mean, it's like sometimes I say, you know, sometimes I get students to say, you know, hey, I really thank you for a great semester and that sort of thing. I'm just like, I mean, look, it's good feedback, don't get me wrong. It's why did I unlock the hazmat suit? I have no idea actually. But I will enjoy the additional armor and the additional gun, the witch pistol. Nice. Is there anything else I want to do? I've got one key. I will go unlock that chest up there, and then we will head down and just see what goes on later. So, I mean, I do get that kind of feedback, and then, I mean, in you know, sometimes the students are just being nice. I mean, and but I don't know. It's that inability to internalize feedback that is it is somewhat my problem, and I know that even if I just hear every now and then, you know, students that says I'm a good teacher and such, you know what, I'm actually gonna sell the unicorn horn because it's actually kind of annoying, even though it's actually a really good weapon. And actually I wonder if I could, what else can I sell? No, let's keep everything for now, and then we'll just head down to the next floor. Probably should have kept the unicorn horn as well, but we'll see. But yeah, it's also because I suffer from imposter syndrome as well. It's like, it's hard for me to sort of just really 100% fully internalize that, you know, I am where I'm at because I made the effort to get there, and because I make the effort to think about things and such. And it's definitely not the easiest thing to battle, because like mentally it's just like mentally it's just like, well, you know, I'm kind of just like everyone else, really. It feels like I'm just like everyone else. So it's like, what's so special about me that I you know, I can't, like, that other people can't do. And it's that I wish someone was able to really just not quantify, just be able to just state it in a more constructive manner, because it's just like, you know, if you didn't tell me I'm a good teacher, then yeah, I mean, that's great. I mean, I know I'm a good teacher, but I don't know why I'm a good teacher, which is, I mean, I know it sounds a bit selfish, but you know, sometimes it's just nice to know what I'm doing right, so to speak. So I mean, I try not to let it bother me too much, but there are times where I'm just like, can you, you know, it'll be nice to maybe have some kind of idea. All right, now where is the sorting shaman? There it is. I actually quite like that my bullets have a lot of knockback, although I'm not quite liking the damage I'm taking at the moment. Alright. Oh, nice. Was not expecting... Alright. Please die. Feels like this revolver is not really cutting out as much of the job as I needed to at the moment, so I would definitely... hopefully discontinue it at some point. There is a jammed fellow, which means there is a summoner somewhere up there. No. Alright. That took a while. And I'm low on bullets now, which is... And there's an annoying ice guy up there. And there's someone summoning something up there. And I'm not paying attention, which is kind of... Alright. No? Not yet? Oh, one more guy. And will one more bullet do the job, I wonder? Yes, it will. Oh, no. Okay. Well... Okay, easy now. Alright, that's more like it. But yeah, it's kind of just the whole... What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? And it's like, I mean... When you get constructive feedback, it's always easier to point out what someone... Or at least in any kind of feedback in general, even like when you play games, it's like people will always be quick to point out what you did wrong rather than what you did right, and it's definitely I guess that's just the way we're wired, and even though we don't have to particularly enjoy it, I mean not that it's what the hell is something is being summoned somewhere, and I definitely do not appreciate it. Easy now. Don't want to be taking too much damage. I do appreciate that my bullets are bouncy, because basically it means it gives them a better chance of it. Yeah, well, okay. Well, I got hit, but what can I say to that? I got hit. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a case of imposter syndrome, and I just have to tell myself every now and then that, you know, maybe I'm doing something right if my students enjoy me, but I guess what would make me feel better about it all is just having some kind of official recognition, just like some kind of survey or something, that, or just someone just say assess me and then just say objectively, hey, you know, you're actually doing a great job because of so and so. You basically make the students feel like they want to be there and so on and so such. So constructive feedback like that feels like I'm asking for too much, but I guess it's like, you know, it's like I want to know what I'm doing well, and yeah, it's because I mean I've kind of just been like teaching for 3 years, and there is literally no such thing as peer review. Actually no, there is such thing as a peer review, but it's more like I'm looking for student feedback. And I mean, I know student feedback can kind of be like a double-edged sword. I mean, I remember like it's probably still there now, but I mean, there was like website like ratemyprofessor.com where, you know, students can just say things about their professors, and you know, because it's an anonymous online website, sometimes, you know, if you're not a great professor, or you know, a student has beef with you, sometimes, you know, some students will say some pretty shitty things, and I should go look myself up. Nah, I mean, I'm not that famous. I mean, it's not like most of my students have had me more than twice. I mean, I know some have, but other people haven't. So it's kind of like, well, they kind of just judge me on how I teach the one tutorial, and not so much how I conduct lectures. I mean, I would love to teach lectures. And I do know one of my current aspirations is to be a mathematics lecturer, to have a full-time teaching position in the tertiary institution. So for the Americans, this would be like a no, I don't want. Let's take that for the scrambler. Well, we'll go back to using the witch pistol for clearing rooms. Alright. Hello. What's this? What's going on? I have no idea what's going on. The room is so dark. Feel like... Okay, my best guess is someone is summoning something. That was creepy. Wow, I was quite disoriented for a second there. Ooh, okay, let me shake you off a bit. Well, let's use the scramblers this time around. And it's the wall. Actually, this is my first time dealing with the wall. And I don't actually know its patterns. Oh god, what's going on? Oh, it's the fire. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh god, oh well. Alright, well, that is quite a satisfying round. I almost got down to the 5th floor. I think this is definitely a better show of progress than it has been in previous episodes. So, with 13 hegemony credits, I will definitely go buy something from the store. And what will it be this time round, I wonder? A bloody eye, a spice, a freeze ray, or a grass chopper. Grass chopper it is. Alright, so once again another good run and a just slightly over 40-minute talk / rant of my teaching experience, marking exams and such. So yeah, hopefully it's been fun. Hopefully I would love to have more stories to tell when I'm playing Enter the Gungeon, because it's just nice to talk about things. So yeah, with that, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this content, there is a like and subscribe button for your clicking pleasure, and I will see you on the next video.